Welcome back to our conversation with Lace.
It's good to be back.
What would you say for people that have kids that are shameful about their kid being autistic, or they aren't opening up about it or talking about it? What are some helpful things?
What would I say to the parents?
To the parents. Yeah, because some of the kids are young, or just like, even not just the parents, but like a person finds out they're autistic in their 30s. And because I feel like you have a very beautiful view on it.
Okay. First of all, autism is not something to be ashamed of. I will say that. Your child, if you have children, your child isn't broken, okay? I have a nephew and I refer to him as my son. Not to him, but
yeah.
I see him as my son since I can't have kids. I would say that autism is not, it's a word that's okay to say. You can say it. That a child that's autistic, it's made by first of all, God the Father made your child this way. All right? He made the child this way. And it's okay. And also, your child, this is a beautiful thing, and it's okay. That's what I want to say about that. And your child being this way, your child might not say what a neurotypical says. Your child might not do what a neurotypical does. It doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different. And I want to say that, and I'm going to say that till I can no longer be here.
Yeah.
And, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, and the people that don't want to say that, I mean, like in schools and things, you're not allowing your kid to, I think, get services because you're so afraid to say that. There's nothing to be afraid of, really. And I think, I think if you're worried about your child being limited, it's you, the parent, that's limiting the child by not allowing yourself to say the word autism, or being autistic. Your shame and your silence is allowing yourself to limit your child, and I think that's not a good thing to do.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. How do you feel like things would have been different for you? I guess if it would have been detected earlier, or you noticed it earlier. I feel like it wasn't as much of a thing as us when we were growing up.
Well, autism did exist in the early years of life. It did, but people weren't aware of it.
Yes.
How would it, I think if I would have been discovered as being autistic, I think that, and I think that I hope. No, let me try this again.
Yeah.
That it would have been more accepted. I don't know. I think that it might have been accepted more. I'm not sure. How do I? You're asking that how would have things?
Yes, like how things would have been like a little bit different for you.
How would they have been different? I think that I think I probably would have been accepted more. Probably, I honestly don't. I think I probably would have been more accepted more by other people. Probably, I really don't. I don't know, but I think that that's the answer that I have, that I probably would have been accepted more or more understood, I think.
Yeah.
That's it there, that I probably would have been accepted more.
Yeah.
And understood more. And my brain would have been understood more.
Yeah, you would have understood yourself a little bit more, probably, right?
And I would have been understood more by myself, but by other people, because I would be quoting everything, like trying to memorize stuff in school, and they would say, "We don't want you to do that." Well, that's all I can give you.
Yeah.
It's not like I was trying to, like take things from other sources. I was trying to memorize it and trying to get it right.
You're trying to get through school. Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Is there struggles with like friendships and getting friends and having friends long term?
Yeah, that's going to be that's going to be, I can get friends, no problem, but I would say that my mates in Westover, they understand, but I think that when you find people that don't understand, it's like I have to explain to them, look, sometimes I need time, to recharge. But to answer your question a little bit more, that when I was in school, I've had trouble finding friends and keeping them. But that's going to be a continuing struggle with people that are autistic, because it can be taxing on the mind, really, on the brain, really, because you have to continuously mask, really.
Yeah.
And things like that. Here, lovely people, everybody, the people that understand that I'm autistic, they get it,
That's amazing. A Westover is amazing in that way and accepting.
And, my mom, back to her, when I would be in school, they would want me to attend all these events, and then I would crash because they didn't get it. They didn't understand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I finally told her a couple, months ago. I said, Mom, I don't need what you need. I don't need all that interaction, stop,
I love that you know that about yourself, though.
Yeah, I had to.
That's important.
I had to find that out, and
What would you say? Going back to parents again. They know their kid's autistic. They've accepted it, but just helping them navigate the friendship world with their autistic kid. Yeah,
the friendship world. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like getting friends and helping them. Okay. Navigate friends, and because I know that's probably hard.
Okay, let me think a minute here. Processing, please wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back to my school days. Fine. Not really. But if they can find one friend that is a true friend now, not one that's going to say stuff and they have to iron it out, what's not true, what's not. There's got to be a true friend now. All right? If they can find one and they're happy with them and you're happy with them, let's say no. If they can find one friend, okay, and you're happy with them and they're happy with them and, and that works, then great. They don't need a whole bunch of friends. They don't need a whole group of people to wear them down. Because, I had an experience with all these friends. She really turned out to be, she pretended to be my friend. I'll just say that.
Okay.
And that's it. I don't want to go into all that. But, I would just say I would just say one or two friends. I don't, because what if I'm going to use, I'll use just a name because I can.
Yeah.
So what if Johnny or Jimmy, right, is autistic, right? Johnny or Jimmy has a friend, Thomas, and Thomas can't play that day. Well, we need to find another friend that is really, it won't be, will tell him the truth and be honest and not be manipulative and all that. We need to find another friend besides Thomas because Thomas can't play. right?
Yeah.
Well, let's say, Andy comes into town. Where am I getting all these names from? Andy comes into town, and he's a real nice boy, so but what we really need to do is make sure that Andy is just like Thomas, honest and true and all that, and not deceptive. Okay, so make sure you make sure of all that. Okay, so he has 2 friends, so that's good.
So just knowing your kid and just if they have trustworthy friends, then it is great, and we don't need 5 or 10.
Nope.
We just
yeah. And the same thing with like say his special interest. I want to get to special interest too.
Yeah.
Special interests, make sure, he has some people that like the same things he does or she does.
Yeah.
There's a girl, let's see, Rachel. She's autistic and finds, and let's see the friend's autistic too. Who cares if they're autistic? It's fine. Because, truth be told, it would have been great if I had some autistic friends.
Yeah.
But you know what? That didn't work out that way now, did it? If she finds, let's say she likes, I can't.
Art, tennis.
Tennis, whatever. Art, tennis. Well, let's just, for fun, she likes opera. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's say that, I'll just say it. Lace moves into town. I had to do that for fun. And she happens to like opera too. Well, there we go. And then another one moves into town. And, there's 3 autistic people that like opera. There we go. And if they're not, that's good too, but we have to check them out to make sure that they're honest people, because they can hide behind, there's a veneer of truth, and then, take that veneer off.
Yeah.
And some shady stuff is going on. And we don't want that.
Yeah.
Right? So just have to know your kids, and we have to make sure we know the parents of these kids.
Yes, I think that's very important for any kid, right?
Yeah, for any kids, not just autistic kids, but make sure we know them all, because never know.
And then they're trustworthy.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
What else you'd like to know?
Well, I just after talking to you, how you look at being autistic and just look at it as a superpower, and you're telling me you do. You have a personal trainer that comes to your house, and how you've just owned it and love yourself. And I love that about you, and just how you've come to that. Or maybe you've just always been like that, just a very positive person, because I am not sometimes, I'll be honest.
You know what? I had to go through that grieving process of, I don't want to say faking, but I've been masking being a neurotypical. Now I have to be this person, I've been being this neurotypical, and now it's like, who am I? Who am I? And now I have to find out who I am, because I had to be this person that everybody wanted me to be, and there's that, that thing, that a lot of things that I did miss out on because I wasn't accepted. So there's that grief and loss, but as soon as I started to take the mask off and finally be me, there's the lovely people at Westover that did that. When I told them about me, because I didn't know at first, but when I did tell them, that's what I mean. But when I did tell them, they accepted it.
Yeah.
And they still do. You know what I mean?
Love that.
They still do. And that's what I love. It's not like, well, you weren't autistic yesterday, And that's what I mean by that change, Well, you weren't autistic yesterday. You weren't that yesterday. Why all the change today? Because, some people get like that. And that's what I want to tell the parents that have even teenagers to try not to do that, because they're still the same person. No matter how you take it, they're still the same person. All right? Still the same person. They're just autistic. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're still the same person. And they're not broken. I'm not broken either. And I want to say, thank you so much for allowing me to speak to you all today. I appreciate it so much. And I want to say again, people that are neurodivergent, whether they be autistic or whatever it may be, we might not say what neurotypicals say. We might not act how neurotypicals act. That doesn't make it wrong. That just makes it different.